My name is Diana Anyoso. I work at Big Ship. Currently, I'm the head of Environment and Climate Action. Big Ship is a CBU. It started way back in 2009 as a youth group from this locality. So they started as waste collectors. Realized that there was also a gap. They are cleaning there, but huku chini, people are cutting mangroves, and the community by that time, they were also complaining, like nowadays hawashiki samaki sana. They would see the impacts of degradation, which was not there when they were growing up. So they decided, now let us venture into conservation. In 2012, they registered the group as now a CBU, and they partnered now with KFS. They were given the jurisdiction, the areas of work, and they started now planting mangroves without any funding. The first time I planted mangroves was when I was in third year. From then, I really loved everything. So that is when I started now planting mangroves. And what really attracted me the most is how the coastal people cannot survive without the mangrove ecosystem. That really made me understand that mangroves are the backbone of livelihood along the coast. The whole coastal strip, like we have almost 60,000 hectares of mangroves. And since now I'm based in Mombasa we have two creeks. We have this, the Chuda Creek and the Portrees Creek. And together they form like 3,777 hectares, one with 1776, and then the remaining the other creek. In Kenya we have like 9 species, but in Mombasa we have like 5 which are dominant here in Chuda Creek. And most of the restorations which have been going on, they're like for 3 species, you know, and the other species are being neglected because of the difficulties in the processes of nursery establishment. Mangrove plays a very key role in the ecosystem itself and also in the livelihood. Mangrove, it's a hotspot for biodiversity conservation, both flora and fauna. So in terms of flora, there are various species of mangrove itself which are native species. So when we conserve mangroves, we are conserving our native species which cannot be found anywhere else. And when we conserve our floral biodiversity, we are building a home for faunal conservation. Like mangroves attracts different species of birds, a variety of them, you know. Mangroves are also home for fish, you know. It not only provides a cool breeze and fish, but communities are able to venture into other nature-based solutions for their livelihood, like beekeeping and ecotourism. Mangrove provide various services. We have ecosystem services and like the regulatory services. We have the provisioning services. We have the cultural services, you know, like, you know, mangroves act kama breeding grounds for fish. We also have crabs up and running, and the community would really go within the forest looking for crabs. They regulate, you know, sea level rises, zinapunguza the storm surge, and they also regulate, you know, flooding also, coastal erosion. And the reason why most organizations tend to now come into the mangroves is because they realize if you easily want to harness the CO2 that is in the atmosphere, mangroves are the best source of investment for that, because they are the best carbon sequesters as compared to other trees. You know, there are a lot of challenges that mangroves face, and just to mention but a few, I think of the biggest one is climate change. Number 2, I would say also is encroachment. You know, encroachment in that there's a lot of influx, a population increase along the coast, and there is no space, so they are pushed to go into the informal settlements, and then now they are pushed further to invade the peri-urban areas within the mangrove forest in informal settlements. Encroachment has really resulted into a lot of pollution in this area, because when you encroach, that means there is no planning. You will not put in mind where are you going to put your septic tank, where are you going to have your compost pit, and how are you going to manage your waste. So the easiest and the most nearby place the communities can dump their waste is in the mangrove ecosystem. And another threat that I would say is the illegal activities that are taking place. Last week we went for monitoring in our restored site, and we found, kind of immature strands, like they've been cut and they've been tied neatly. The owner is just waiting for, I think, usiku to go to come and pick them. Mangrove conservation starts from you being environmentally cautious, from how you handle your waste, because anyone who drops or pollutes the environment upstream, it finds itself to the ocean. Taking responsibilities to your action, and also taking part in the restoration activities itself. You can come, plant, be engaged, or even in creating awareness for behavior change, like slowly by slowly. Also, having stories. There are a lot of people doing amazing things in mangrove restoration, but it is not out there because they lack media and platforms to share these stories. But when we showcase them, some of the successful stories they have done, we will be promoting mangrove restoration. We will be changing narratives, we will be changing and shifting behaviors in communities and in people. So it does not really have to be you alone, but what the community is able to do.
I feel awesome. I feel excited. We have planted 300 seedlings, which is awesome, which is really awesome for me. So this is me telling you that you also need to do this. Do this for your birthday, do this for any anniversary you want, because we can celebrate me and celebrate the planet at the same time. So